If you're having to deal with this tragedy in your life, I just want to say my condolences to you. It's very hard to deal with. 2 months after my wife and I went on our anniversary to Seattle, Washington, I came home to an empty house. She had decided to abandon me for her ex-high school sweetheart, drive 2,000 miles to go live with him. Took my car, which was completely paid off, left me with her car, which she still owed $5,000 on, so I'm paying that off now, which is really nice. But anyway, I came home after work. All her stuff was gone. Um, all the pictures of us were gone. No note, no explanation, nothing. She didn't try to work things out with me at all, which really sucks. Um, so the first thing I did was I thought she might have been kidnapped, right? Because it was real strange because we were getting along fine and not really fighting or anything, right? So I went to her work and I asked them what's going on, and they said that she had called in sick that day. And I said, okay, well, I don't think she's coming back. And sure enough, I talked to her mom, and her mom said, yeah, she'd been planning it for a while, which is really nice, to find out after the fact. Anyway, what I did to help me get over this was I took everything out of the rooms that reminded me of her, and I stashed it in the closets so I wouldn't have think about her as much. I also went to the gym that night and worked myself to the point where I was almost about to pass out, which took my mind off her as well. Then I came home that night to an empty place, and I tried to go to sleep that night. I turned off all the lights, and then I just felt like this complete wave of blackness just come over me. It was very hard. And just desolation. It was there's a lot of despair and loneliness. And so I turned on the light in the living room and I pretended like she was still out there on the computer playing her game and stuff. So um, that I did that for the first couple weeks and that helped me out a little bit too. I also went to divorce care and classes and stuff, and that really helped me out a lot. I've been going there for about probably 7 or 8 sessions now, and it's been really beneficial. I really recommend it to anybody who's going through this to go check them out. Even if you're not religious, it's really good. It really helped me out a lot. Um, the other thing that I did was I wrote down a list of stuff that I did not like about her because I was putting her on a pedestal and saying, "Oh, she was the greatest thing ever," and read those back to myself, and that helped me out. I also any negative feelings about myself, I wrote those down. I turned them around and wrote them down, right? Like saying, "Oh man, I can't believe I blew my marriage." Saying it said, "Oh, this is, you know, a good beginning, and this will be good in the end. Everything happens for a purpose." So I tried to help myself out that way as well. I also started watching this guy named Corey Lane on YouTube, explain about relationships and about what goes on, and all I can say was I really, really wish I had watched this guy sooner because I feel that I could have learned a lot from it and I might possibly have been able to fix the marriage. But, oh well, what can you do? Um, what else did I do? I got really drunk one night. That didn't help at all. I texted her and emailed her and everything else. And I have been texting her and emailing her and make myself feel bad. And she's like, "No, I'm not coming back," and I'm already with my honey, and does not feel good at all to hear that. Um, and so I stopped doing that now. Just like no, it's not worth beating myself up over. I also realized that it was not all my fault; it was her fault as well. She shouldn't have done this. She should have tried to talk to me and work things out instead, but she was getting everything she needed to hear emotionally from this guy online. And yeah, of course, he was telling her everything that she wanted to hear. So um, that was wrong on her part, but it always takes two. And I did find out when I finally talked to her on the phone a month after she had split, what she thought I did wrong, and so I took that very seriously, and I'm working on it right now. And when I get involved in another relationship, those are things that I want to have fixed in my life, so I won't mess up another relationship or marriage. The other thing that I did was I started going to like singles events and stuff, and that's pretty fun, and getting out there with a group of people. I also talked uh, a lot about this to all my friends and stuff until they worked it out of my system. Well, I kind of worked it out of my system. The pain is going to be there for a while, I realize, especially since it's almost the holidays. But you know, that's just something that's going to make me a better and stronger person. So anyway, what else did I do? I found the worst pictures of her that I didn't like at all, and I looked at those. Or if I thought of her, I thought I'd try to switch it with someone else's face. Um, Also blocked thoughts of her out of my mind. What else? I went out and started doing things that we did together and treated myself good by buying myself occasional treats like candy bar or a root beer float, or I took myself out to the movies and had a pretty good time. It would have been better if she was there, but I still had fun. And so, those are some of the things I've done. And it's been about 8 weeks right now. It still hurts. I still miss her a lot, but it's getting better. And I'm sure I'll get through this, and it will continue to get better and better over time. Um, but I hope some of this has helped you out and that it helps you to deal with this situation. So just hang in there. It will get better.